I'm going to start the tour by showing you my main storage centre, which I purchased from Freedom. And the cubicles that you can see there do not fit 12 by 12 paper, but they do fit these lovely brown baskets, which I bought from Kmart, which I've been able to label and store a lot of my stamping supplies in. I'll just slowly go through my stamping supplies with you. And I've got a TV in the centre there, so I can plug in my YouTube videos to that and watch that through my smart TV as well if I want to, or have them for a class. So let's have a look and see what's in the cupboard. Packaging and cello bags in the top. This one here is just a random basket that is empty at the moment, and I haven't decided what to fill it with. It's always good to have something that's empty sitting there. Basic tools in this one. These drawers which I bought from Spotlight. Watercolour crayons and pencils, blades, stationery, scissors, adhesives. I've got my stamping mist on the side. I've got a couple of things on the top there. Those drawers just slide in and out. They're very handy. Excuse that plane just going overhead. Then I've got all my business forms and order forms and host and join brochures and my demonstrator agreements that I give out to people who are wanting to join Stampin' Up, and also the order forms for my customers, and that's in a 3-drawer section. Then I have my for sale box, which is where I keep everything that I've purchased which is excess. So it's my excess stock, and I always have that available for sale in classes if people want to scrabble through that and see what I have in stock. Die cuts and embossing all goes into that basket, and I include in that my heat gun, my embossing powder, my embossing folders, my framelits and so on. Acrylic blocks all fit into a drawer very nicely. Sponges and glitter glue at the bottom. And just poking out the top there I have my embellishments and my large rhinestones, and I keep my pearls in there as well. Then there's a deep drawer down the bottom, and you can see just down the side there I keep my cutting mats and my grid paper, and I just slide that out when I need it. I've got lots of storage underneath where I can store things that are not being used every single day. Some of my big photo albums are down in there as well. Now coming over to the next side down the bottom we have baskets where I keep all my boxes that we make in our class, and boy, there's a lot in there. There's a huge amount of boxes in there. 2 baskets full. They take up quite a lot of space, so I do need the space to keep that. That's where I keep my tissue box, which often comes in handy in a class, and my excess catalogues in there. Then down the bottom I store my punches. I'll just show you. I store them all right side up so you can see which punches go where. And I also keep my labeler in there as well because I'm always labelling files and boxes and things. These are 8-track cases that you would put your old 8-track, I think it was like a music tape going back many, many years. And I found these at Reverse Garbage, which is a recycle place in Marrickville, and they were something like $1 each. And all I did was I needed to make little drawers to take my, or little shelves to take my pads. All I put in there was a little bit of grey cardstock, cut it to the size to make shelves, and that's where my ink pads fit, and they fit perfectly in there. It's like a custom-made solution. Now going up to my paper storage, this is how I store most of my papers. I store my 12 by 12s in a separate container in those bottom drawers, but the A4 sheets, I store them in range of the spectrum, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, because that's just how I think as an artist. And then on the left hand side you'll see I have all my neutrals and my specialty papers, and you can see there's a 12 by 12 pack on the top. Those cubby holes are not 12 by 12, so it's actually getting a little bit creased up there, so I might move that down into the bottom section where my other 12 by 12 pieces are. On the top I've just got some of the art pieces we've done in class, a lot of the Zentangle that I've been teaching as well. And then my cards are displayed. I'll just move back a little bit so you can see this. Here are my cards. They are displayed in a beautiful case that I got from Shop for Shops in Alexandria. And that's a professional card display case. I think it was about $50 for that case. And it gives you 3 tiers of cards. I take that when I do parties and workshops to display my cards as well. Down under that, I have my ribbons and twine in slightly smaller baskets. and cards that I've made that I need to sell or need to put into more deep storage. Now I've got a smaller shelf here where I keep all my stamp sets and just a few of the projects that we've been doing at the moment. Some of my big-eyed girls that I do in the Copics class and some of the projects that we've been working on. And I've keep my wood mount stamps on this shelf, my wheels. And then up here is where I keep all my DVDs to watch on the TV. So I got these cubes from Officework and I think they take 80 DVDs in there. I take them out of their cases and I have a big collection, so that's where they live: chick flicks, drama, family. I've got another row behind them, so there's action and series and all that sort of stuff as well. But this is where I also watch TV, so it's nice to keep those stored here as well. And now going up to the top of this next section, there is my Statement of the Heart from Stampin' Up. I've got that framed. I printed that out on my PC and I've got it framed up there so that I can keep my mission at the forefront when I'm doing my classes. Some more Zentangles that I've been working on. And now I'm going to take you around and show you the rest of the stamping studio. So I have a class that has just finished, and I had first of all intended to make this when the class was all set up and looking really neat and tidy, but I've just decided, look, this is how we live. And this is what it looks like at the end of a class. The purple folder is where I keep all my business supplies, my own catalogues, any order forms that customers have given me that need to be processed. And moving along, you can see we're set up for a very hectic class there. And then at the end of the table, I've got some of my Copics. I'm ready to do a Copic class next. And I'll show you how I set up my catalogues. So they're set up in these containers that I also got from Shop for Shops. They have the beautiful folder displays, and you can also get some similar to these at Officeworks. I just think Shop for Shops is the best place to go for anything to look really stunningly put together, and I love to have my catalogues out on display where people can grab one and they're in easy reach, easy reference for what you're doing in the class. So just coming back down through the table again, what we did this morning in class, some of the cards that are up here. So I've got the cards that are currently being taught in the class up on the sideboard, or the cards that are coming up in class up on the sideboard as well. I've got my, of course everybody has a card in the box going at the moment. They're just the current craze. And I've also put together a little card that matches that. And then over here we have our cutting station. So I have my cutting, I have an order form ready to go in there, and I have the big shot machine right there. Through here is our powder room. So there's the cat's bowl down there. Yeah, there's a powder room through there, so I won't take you in there, but that's where you can go and wash your hands if you get particularly inky, which often happens. And then around to the next section here, I have the tea station set up. So we have teas, coffees, usually some cake. So there's a little bit of art on the walls around the place. I like to be inspired when I'm creating. I love my space in particular because it's very light and airy. And I love being in a space that is full of light. And you can see the amount of light that's bouncing around this studio. I've got a huge mirror there, which is for the purpose of keeping that light bouncing throughout the room so that we've got lots of good light to work in. You can see that I love colour through all the artworks that are on the wall. This painting in here was by my dad. I'll just bring you in a bit closer. It's one of my dad's works in there. And more paintings further up in the room. We've got room outside where you can go and do some crafting at the outdoor table, which is fantastic in the winter months when it's lovely and warm out there. That's my craft room. So I hope you enjoyed the tour. And if you need any information about where I bought some of these supplies, just contact me through my blog and I'll let you know where to buy these storage solutions. Have a fantastic day. You can see just as we're leaving that I've got my scoring plate down there and my 12x12 papers under the TV. So that's a good place to store them because they'll fit in there nicely. And that's the tour. So thanks very much. Have a wonderful day and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now.